And we are going. Cody Pack, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just finishing up practice for the day and getting ready to hang out and relax and eat some dinner.
Practice, practice, practice. So I guess that's like, actually, so I was just looking back and we're actually doing our second podcast. And the first one was literally 1 year ago. It was January 21st, 2020.
Really?
Yeah. So right before, like, I remember, we were talking, it was a lot more like upbeat, you
Yeah.
guys were kind of like, mid-season form, kind of gearing up for uh like Big 12s and nationals. And then, as we all know what the hell happened after that. But like, so I guess it's kind of perfect timing to kind of bring all that kind of full circle
For
and
sure, right?
like kind of summarize, like, what was it like, I guess going through some of that stuff, and just like how you guys managed, because it seems like you guys are kind of doing well and bounced right back into it.
For sure. I mean, I think it was definitely harder on our guys than it was the coaching staff. I mean, obviously we got our expectations for the guys, and we wanted them to go out. We felt like they were starting to peak, and they were getting better each week. And we really wanted these guys to go and show out. They had a great Big 12 tournament. Qualified 6 guys, and we had guys making the tournament that people didn't think they could, and then
Mm.
they showed up and wrestled. And so we were on a high note looking into it. Because you want to be that guy at the NCAA tournament that gets overlooked. Be that guy. All you have to do is get there and string 3 good days together. Put yourself in a position to be an All-American, and to get in that grind match, and then all of a sudden it just got taken away out of nowhere. So I mean, our guys took it as best as they could, I would say. I mean, they were eager to get back on the mat. Um, we were fortunate enough to be able to get back into our lifting facility on campus in June. So, and then we were back on the mats, middle of August. So, I mean, we
Right.
were,
Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Cause like, being in the Midwest, it's obviously a little bit, more lax, I guess you could say, or the restrictions are a little bit less than, even out here in Nevada. And you look at some of the California schools, like freaking, Stanford and Cal State Bakersfield, those guys are just now like putting out their, what their season's going to look like. You watch Stanford, and, they're practicing in a bunker somewhere. It seems like straight like doomsday practicing. And it's like, I guess it the benefit of being at NDSU and being able to get back together with your guys is shouldn't be overlooked, I guess. Cause I mean, it goes a long way for the coaching staff to maintain sanity. And I know it's huge for those athletes, and kind of getting back to what they know and what they ultimately are, for the most part, at school for.
definitely. And like, we have a good group of kids too. So they were always working out. We sent them, hold them accountable at home. So, I mean, most of our kids are young. So they don't know any better. They know nothing but to buy into the program and to buy into what we're telling them to do. So they were going home. They were, some of them came back better. You could tell which one put in the work in the summer, which was nice to see the jump that they could make on their own. But now it's just like, now we all have that what if we would have had our hands on them for those 3 months of that summer? Just imagine how much bigger that jump could have been. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I
I
mean,
think about a guy like, like Cam Sikora, who, or in any senior last year that was, you know, like, I mean, he was on fire. Like he, was wrestling so well, and really starting to catch the eye of everybody around the country, just the things that he's able to do. And, I can't help but to share those same feelings of like, what the heck, what would have happened or what could have happened. And it, it's just like, it's heartbreaking. And, I got to imagine, I know he's there with you guys and coaching, so I got to imagine that's at least helping, him kind of push the kids and, really be a leader still in the room. Right.
definitely. I mean, and like the worst part, I think he wrestles now. I think he wrestled more now, consistently live than he did when he was, training all the time. There are no days off as a coach. So I mean, you appreciate those days off as an athlete. Oh, you don't have to come in the morning. Well, guess what? Now we're coming in the morning as a staff, and getting Cam's wrestling with all of our little guys. So he's wrestling every day. So I think he's wrestling honestly more now. But we're trying to make him a comeback, trying to push him to make a comeback. Get on
Yeah,
that underground card against Gross or something.
there you go. I mean, Gross will wrestle anybody right now.
I
So
know, I love it. I mean, might
he's
as well get
got,
as many matches as you can.
you got to do it. So what's it been like? I guess what's I know the protocols and the day to day activities are different. What kind of break down what you guys have been doing to make sure your kids are staying safe and staying healthy and I mean for the most part like the biggest thing is being able to wrestle week in and week out, especially in a shortened season. So kind of making sure that you guys are in the best position to do that. Like what's your kind of weekly protocol like?
It's the Big 12. We have to get tested, 3 to 4 days a week. So if we have a competition, we're getting tested 4 days a week. And if we go to the big, like, a different conference, we have to follow their guidelines. So I mean,
At
our
the
guys are
same
getting,
time?
yeah. So I mean, some of our guys are getting tested 5 days a week. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think 95% of our team has already had COVID. So we have a 150-day window. So I think the only people that are honestly testing now are like me, Kish, Obi, Marsden just started testing again. And I think like maybe 6 or 7 kids. So we've been pretty fortunate. I mean, I don't know if it's fortunate
Yeah,
to
yeah, I get it.
they've got it, so they've got the antibodies. So they're pretty much, in full swing. I mean, obviously we have, once their 150 days is up, they have to get testing and Big 12 protocols of traveling are weird. So if we get a kid that tests positive while on a trip, he has to quarantine in that state. So the only option we have is to get a rental car and drive across the country or wherever we are back. Other than that, we're staying there. So I mean, our school is pretty good. I mean, we have a mask mandate on campus, but I mean, our guys are pretty good. It shows, it makes them really consider and think about like how important the sport is to them.
Yeah, for
Worth,
sure.
is it worth to go out and hang out with your buddy that's, you know, down the block? Is it really worth it to go hang out with that girl that you just met in class? Is it, that could put you out of the national tournament again,
Right.
and you have a little bit more control of it on this end. So I mean, I think it's good for our guys. They're all hanging together, which kind of makes them a little tighter knit family. So they're starting to get to know each other a little bit deeper, and I think it's gonna build that kind of friendship, and it gets everybody on the same page. There's nobody left out now. We're all together. We all hang out together 24/7.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys are gonna yell at each other. I would expect nothing less. I mean, hell, you and I know. I mean, we tried to fist fight each other. So we have to fist fight each other.
Plenty of
So,
times. Plenty of times.
but like at the end of the day, we all have the same goal, and these guys are all starting to get it. Like once everyone's on the same page, it's so much easier. It's so much more fun to go out and compete for that guy beside you and know a little bit more about him. So
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I mean, ultimately, that's those are the things. This is something they're all gonna remember for freaking ever. Is that those 2 years that the season got ripped from them and
yep,
taken away, and then the season where really it's like there's so many unknowns on a week to week basis that the best thing in my eyes that we can do is double down on the things that we love and double down for the people that we love. And for us it's the wrestling and the wrestlers and the families that trust us to lead their kids and
definitely.
be around them so much. It's it for me at least it's really kind of cemented why I do what I do. And you know I know that I'm on the right track to do this because like shit, man, like out here the high school season is canceled for all
Yeah,
intents
that's
and
crazy.
purposes. It's basically canceled. Um and there's other opportunities in Reno to wrestle, but you know I just I can't imagine like what these athletes that I get to be around. I can't imagine what the hell they'd be doing. Like
Right.
I know that if I was in their shoes, it would be hard to be motivated. It would hard to be like you
Hell
know
yeah, I agree.
to see what the hell even my next move is because there's no guarantees. There's not even, a guarantee for some of these matches. We've had dual tournaments get canceled already. We've had, events get postponed and postponed. And it's just like, man, like it's, it takes a special kind of bond, and it really takes that unity just to know like, yo, they're going in still. So
Right.
I'm not going to be the one that drops the ball, or I'm not going to be the one that bails here. I'm going to keep sticking it out. And I think it's paying off. And you just kind of just wait and see, I
Right.
guess.
I mean, I think it really makes you question the sport because this sport's hard and it takes a special person to do it in general. And
Hmm.
now you're getting more adversity thrown at you. It's like you really got to, and this, you got to find that real passion for it. Like, is it even worth cutting weight right now? I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to compete. What if I get down to weight, and they cancel on me? Like, you gotta breathe it, and it's got to mean everything to you. I mean, essentially, because
Yeah.
how you put everything in for a week and it could be, at the end of the day, you get nothing out of it.
Right.
You
Like, I
go
mean, there's
and
been,
you work out with your guy again that you have been beating up on for 9 months.
yeah.
That's like, like you want to go out and compete and go put it on other people, but shit, it's
What, what, what's it been like in the recruiting process? Because I know, like, on my end, on the club end, like, trying to help some of these kids, find their next spot. And I'm lucky enough to have a pretty solid group of college coaches that I can call and be like, yo, like, this
right.
kid has potential. This kid is gonna be a good one. And they take me at my word.
Yep.
And, we have a little bit of data. We have a little bit of data for some of these kids, but some of them are like, they want to continue, and this was going to be the year that they
Yep.
had the breakout, and this is the year, whether it's all Americans or state champ or whatever it is. So for me and some of these kids, it's like, just kind of, trying to piece together, a little bit of film, a good plan of action. Like, I'm like, get your damn ACT high as you can, get
Yeah.
your GPA as high as you can. And, hopefully you'll get that opportunity. And when you get that opportunity, it's like, you freaking, you don't take it lightly. You go
You
in there with the little chip on your shoulder, because you have something to prove.
have to.
you
Yep.
you you want to be the person that those coaches are like, man, I'm glad we took a chance on them, or I'm
Right.
glad i'm glad i'm glad I'm glad that COVID happened, and everybody else overlooked you. That was kind
Mhm.
of the mentality going into some of this recruiting from our end, just to like, try to spin it for to work for us. But I know from your guys' end, there's monetary issues with adding these extra years. There's just a lot of different factors that you guys have to consider when you're going to get that next guy in line.
And like the worst part is like we're in a dead period till April. So I mean, we
Yeah,
can't do
exactly.
the damn thing. And the signing day was in November, and then we have another one, coming up in what, March, I think it is, after nationals. Like,
Mhm.
we can't even get a kid on campus. So we're trying to, do virtual tours. We're walking around with them on FaceTime and like showing them the campus, but it's not, you don't get the same feel. Like, it's a you taking a huge leap of faith on us. And so our biggest thing is we really try to push a connection with those guys. Like, we really try to get that family connection. We get the family involved right away. We make sure that the kid's comfortable with us. Like, we want our guys to be able to take them in right away. And it's hard to come in, especially like when you've never really met any of the guys and you're taking, our word on it. Our job is to sell the program and sell this place to you.
Yeah.
And you really come down to trust, and you build that relationship with them to where, their family trusts you. And you know we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we take care of them. you know
Mhm.
it's it's more than a business. We want to get you here. We want to be able to, make you succeed after wrestling. And then how 10 years down the road, get back and start donating to the club. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's definitely been challenging. I mean, especially when D2 can bring kids in on campus. Like, now you have kids that are D1 caliber that, well, I never visited there, so maybe I'll stick around close to home and go D2 for a year. So like, 'cause they can go to those campuses and look. And the only restriction seems to be on D1.
Damn, I didn't even like, and and I didn't really even put that together. Like I obviously I knew that D2 was open and stuff like that, but yeah,
Right.
like competing with a St. Cloud over a kid right now, is
Right.
like
Like a
shit, man,
Grandview or
like
something. It's like, hey
yeah,
man,
like like that's hard because they have kids on campus, they're competing, and they have a history of success, and it's like yeah, I mean that's a tough situation, and yeah, I think that's all you can do is really is connect with the families, and at the end of the day, hopefully we'll create a situation where your guys's bonds are much tighter, and you guys are able to push even harder as a team because they took the leap, you took the leap, and it was kind of like like let's meet in the middle and make each other as great as we possibly can, and it's just such a weird situation for everybody.
like our team been pretty good. Like, so, it's hard to come in as a freshman as it is,
Mm,
and now you have this, this whole pandemic thing going on. You've never met anybody. So, but our kids have been really good with, taking these new guys that we got in this past year. They've welcomed them. Hell, they're going to grab them out of their dorms, like, and just making them come and hang out with the guys at the house. Like, they're
yeah.
making them be involved. It's, get them out of their comfort zone just to show them that, hey man, like, we really are here. It's more than wrestling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Much as hard as it is to think about that, at the end of the day, it really is more than wrestling. How all of our careers come to an end. You know, I don't even know. I mean, it's
It's great. So let me ask you this: like, so what what would be some advice that you would give yourself now? You have multiple years of coaching under your belt, but now a year and a half, almost 2 years of uh, Division 1 coaching under your belt. So what would be some advice you give Cody Pack, the athlete, versus or from Cody Pack, the coach? Putting you on the spot.
I would say appreciate it because I mean, we've all taken wrestling for granted. Hell, I remember going into practice someday where I felt bad, like, man, I hope I break my ankle or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, it gets taken from you, and it really puts everything in perspective because I really wouldn't know what to do without it. And
Mhm.
I would say just enjoy it, just enjoy the ride, ups and downs. Because at the end of the day, the friendships that I've made through wrestling far as just like supersedes some of my closest friends that I was in high school. I don't even talk to some of my high school people. I talk to more of my college guys I wrestled with for 4 years and
Mhm.
people I've known for 20 years. It's something different, and I would I would say open my eyes a little more than just focusing on wrestling.
Yeah.
Take it all in and let people be there for you. Let people in, kind of get as much help as you possibly can. Be a sponge. Don't be so selfish when you're going to compete.
Yeah, I think that same thing is it's so hard in the moment. Even now, like things go by so fast. Like just like even with Jordan, like
Right.
going every day with him. He's already 2.5 years old, and it's like holy shit. Like where does this time go? Like and I know talking to other parents, like you're gonna wake up one day and he's gonna be 18 and he's gonna be out of the house, and it's like and I know
Can't wait.
that's coming. And I know it's coming, and it's like yeah, so like being able to try to be in the moment, and I think that's one thing that this whole pandemic time, this whole like just there's been so much unknown that it's been a lot easier and more apparent to me to just like take a step back, take some time for ourselves, and take some time to really appreciate you
Right.
know all the good things that we have, and I really think that if we can spread that, no matter what your political leanings are, or what you think about this or what you think about that, if more people were taking a second to appreciate all the things that they do have and all the things that are going for us, and like we would just it would ease a lot of tension. Like god dang,
Agreed.
like just pump the brakes, appreciate what you have, and really live in the moment versus this get you gotcha craziness, you know, it's like,
Yeah, I agree. Hell, I was lost for like 6 months without wrestling. I didn't know what the hell to do. I was getting so bored, like I literally had no idea what to do at my time.
just golfing, bro. You're just
I
all of
was
a
trying
sudden
to,
you're
and
Tiger Woods.
I'm not trying to be, and I think I blew my back out golfing. So I'm retiring from golfing now until the golf outing in August. So
So what kind of looking forward to like the the rest of the season and kind of bearing down. I know you guys like basically just go duel after duel after duel for from here till March, right?
right, until yeah, they finally came out with the finalized Big 12 today, which was good. They finally got it put out. So it's the 6th and 7th, so it's good seeing that they solidified it rather than having it up in the air and maybe we'll do it this week and maybe we'll do it that week. Like it's set in stone now, which is nice and kind of gives you that outlook that okay, I need to get ready. This is what I need to do. Start finalizing and fine tuning the training things and really focus on the areas that we need to work on. And it's almost time to be that selfish person to get ready for conference. It's almost time to be done with duels and go put yourself in a position to go get to the national tournament. So
What
I think every competitor knows like when you get to that championship season, it's a little bit selfish. You have to be.
yeah,
'Cause you don't get to take everybody with you as much as we'd like to. It's you or
right,
you're the guy watching in the stands.
right. What kind of I guess as as a coaching staff and just as a team, I guess in general, what is the what are your goals, like what are you guys preaching to your kids as you kind of go through a more unorthodox season where things aren't as normal as they are, but what are you telling your guys like to reach that point, to reach that moment, to peak at that time?
Right. I think it's a free year essentially. So
Right.
we're telling our guys, our freshmen, hey, step up and be the man. Step up and be the man. You think you're the man? Let's go. Let's go see it.
uh,
There's no reason why you can't be. Hell, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't common to see a freshman, win a national title. Now, shit, freshmen are coming in winning, being world champs.
yeah.
And, the level of wrestling escalated so much. Like, so we've been preaching a ton of always be ready to compete because any day, hell, one of our guys can get sick and you're in.
Hmm.
So we're always, each one of our guys are training to be at the national tournament every single day, coming with their purpose, envision yourself at the national tournament because at the end of the day, you might be, with everything going on. And, we're lucky enough to get these extra matches, that we get extra guys to take with us to duels. So we get extra matches for our guys and our freshmen and guys that get experience early and it
Yeah.
doesn't cost them. So that's huge. Like that's so nice to be able to go in like, okay, now you really go find what you need to work on.
Right, especially in like a dual type format where it's like all eyes are essentially on you, and like in some, like I watched your guys' match against Oregon State, and the just and then the SDSU match as well, and there's that basically another mat going and
Yep.
all the extra matches, and it's just like to throw a true freshman out there kind of under the lights in a big match against a rival, like
Right.
you can't really replicate that in a normal season where you're wrestling, where you're a red shirt fresh or a red shirt and you're traveling around with your buddies, like going to the open tournament, staying on the freaking ground of a Motel 6 and shit. Like
Right.
you can't replicate that. So yeah, I think it will be interesting to see like the development of some of these young wrestlers that are on all these teams that essentially get a free crack at it and in big matches.
Agreed. I think it really brings your IQ out. College is a lot different. You get to experience the 3-minute pig. You get to experience, okay, hell, I can't give up. I'm on my back. I need to get the hell off my back. I can't give up a pin
Mhm.
against my team. I'm down 6. That puts in 2 matching back.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I need to find a way. I need to learn to kind of understand what's going on. Especially with all the stalling rules and like all the counts and
Yeah.
danger rules. Like hell, back then, before all these, I think Gross might have attacked himself rolling around on the mat like he does. but but his IQ is so good that like it didn't. He knew what was going on. So I don't.
Right.
I think it's a huge. benefit to these kids that are the freshmen, or maybe not the guy that gets to go out and start. You
Yeah.
know, makes you appreciate, it makes you learn to what it feels like, to learn how to deal with that pressure. Because when you get to nationals, you're gonna feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and and some people break under it. Hell, I broke under it once,
Right.
twice. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard, and I think getting a free, free crack at it, hell, embrace it. I'd be trying to get out as much as I could. You
Right.
know,
For sure.
I'd be trying to bug my coach into take me, let me get another match, like bring me with you. Like it's not very often you get to go, wrestle with some of the best guys and some of the best incoming freshmen from other schools,
Mm-hmm.
like right off the rip. So I mean, it really makes you understand too, and it kind of humbles yourself a little bit when you come in too. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
you're all
Right.
gonna
I
have
mean,
your fun.
yeah, yeah, especially like you look at, Kellen March comes out of the gates like, as hot as ever. Everybody's talking about him, it's amazing. And then, you know, he gets the luxury of having that amazing match. And then the next weekend being served a little humility,
Yep.
and, being able to have that. And it really, all it is beneficial for him.
Right? It doesn't
So
affect you. Like,
there's
I mean,
no,
it does, but it doesn't. Like,
right, right. Like at the end of the day, like, yeah, it really is much of a learning tool as it is, uh, anything, as
agreed.
anything. So he's, a kid like that who we know is gonna have those kind of ups and downs, but what ultimately you want to see, or what I think you'll see out of him is you'll have those ups and downs, and then all of a sudden he'll hit his stride and he'll hit that level, and it might not, might not be any looking back for him. Like
That's
he's
that's what we're hoping. That upside, that potential of like little things that cost him big matches now.
yeah,
You know, he's a freak athlete. So I mean, he used to get away with some crazy things in high school.
yeah,
Like, dude, you no, don't, no, Kel. Oh yeah, yeah, good job. Like,
exactly.
yeah. And then it got tough, and he resorted back to that split second of oh, why the hell did I do that? Just and he learned from it. I mean, which is good. And like the gains that he's made already with Obi and the rest of the staff, and just being in that kind of room, it's crazy.
Right.
He's starting to like listen to the things we've been telling him for 10 years.
Like
So
you don't listen to your dad, you listen to the other person.
right.
That's always easier. But so you guys, your team is heading to St. Louis right now, right?
Yeah, Saturday they do Cal Poly, uh, Little Rock, and Fresno.
What's
So
what's crazy that Cal Poly match ultimately we'll have Kellen, Legend, and Brawley all wrestling. So for those of you guys that don't know, Kellen March, Brawley Lamer, Legend Lamer, all kind of grew up together, for better or worse. They came up. The Lamers were living in Brookings for a long time. Kellen was in Canton, and they grew up training together, and now they're all going to be wrestling in a Division I dual meet, opposite side of each other. But that's pretty cool for them. I hope that's a situation. Definitely, I hope that they sit back and appreciate it, and understand that's pretty freaking cool. And um, and I'm glad that none of them are wrestling each other. It makes
I'm
it a
ready to
little.
see. I'm ready to see Chancey and Kellen wrestle. I'm already ready for it.
That'll be a happening probably
I
before
remember
long.
those two scrapping back in the day, and then Chancey always trying to fight. Dude
Yeah,
hates and I love it.
he still does.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He
I actually
still
the
does.
best thing ever though was when we gave Dashel that when he super ducked Chance. Dashel did it at practice in the Beersford High School room, and Chance grabbed Dashel for the next 45 minutes of live wrestling
Yeah.
and threw him up and down the walls of that whole place, and then tried to wrestle him when he tried to get home, like back in the dorm.
No,
Dude,
it wasn't a takedown. It wasn't a takedown.
you got super ducked.
Oh man, yeah. My very first time that my first conversations with the Lamer boys was on one of the bus rides from Beersford High School to LOG. We were riding, and they're just these little like tiny kids. They were probably like 8 to
Uh,
I would assume probably 8. And all I know is they were telling me and breaking down like Iowa's lineup or in Oklahoma State's lineup, and they're telling me this and telling me that and how this guy is going to look next year and all this. And I'm just looking at these like tiny kids that just
just
like
so fast.
yeah, just knew everything. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is this is amazing. And this is when I first moved to South Dakota. So it was like I was like, okay, like I'm in the right place. Like
Right.
these kids get it. They want to be great. They know what they're going for. And that's my first experience with any of those cats is just that. And I
And,
was just like, all right,
and
like
having your dad's a couple time national champ and you know 4-time All-American too. That kind of helps.
yeah, yeah, it
I
does
don't
help.
think you really have a choice. And then your mom's a freak athlete in track. So I mean, you got one or two. You got one or two options: either track or wrestle.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And they can do it all, I'm sure if
that's the crazy part. They're
if
good at both.
um so what else? Kind of closing it out. Um what what are some things that you got coming up or what are you guys kind of looking forward to there in Fargo?
I mean, after this weekend, we're gonna get some good duels out there with those guys, and we come back. We have a couple week training cycle. We get ready for South Dakota State and Iowa State in our home arena. So I mean, it's and it's for that border belt thing. So that's got to mean a little more to our guys, a little bit, But we can overlook Iowa State. We don't want to just focus on one duel. We gotta, take it one at a time.
Mhm.
How we were, you know, 2 points out of Iowa State last year, cost us a Big 12 title as a team. So I mean, it's just like we're there. It's just now are our guys starting to piece everything together and be consistent now. It's
Yeah.
the main thing is start being consistent because it's starting to get to that point to where we got to be consistent in our areas and we got to go score when we need to score. No more easy points. No more missed opportunities. No more missing critical moments in a match, as Obi would say. I mean, it's time to, that point is February. We have a month out from conference, so we gotta be. We should damn near be, starting to make that incline up to peaking. So I mean, or at least the start of it, and
Yeah.
start really figuring out what our go tos are. What what are we gonna do? What's our 1-2 if we're down by one, or really getting narrow minded, tunnel vision kind of thing on we know exactly where we're going each 30 seconds of the match. We're controlling every 30 seconds of the match. Okay. Maybe I'm a hand fight the first 30, then, fire 4 attacks in the second 30 and so forth. So I think it's at that point it'll be crucial. And they'll be tired of beating up each other for a couple weeks in the
Yeah.
room with a little training cycle. So
That's awesome. Is that something you guys work on pretty consistently? Is just having that kind of breaking down how you want your match to go? Like, this is kind of where I go. This is how I want to execute. To kind of get that in the kid's head, or is it more flowing and trying to kind of be open?
I think it's more of trying to get them to understand like, okay, what am I going to do each match? It's good to know what you're going to do. And it's good to have a plan. You don't want to go out there on the mat and then wonder what the hell's going to happen.
Right.
I think, but it's a combination of both. So you don't want to just restrict them to this, and this every 30 seconds, because it's not, no one's going to have a perfect match. Perfect match to go out and pen or text someone every time. Right. And
Yeah.
that doesn't happen very often. So there's always going to be that little wiggle room that, you're going to have to make an adjustment and learn how to make the mid-match adjustments and, still find a way to get to our ties if that's what we're looking for.
Yep.
And to follow through with our plan. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to get our hand raised at the end of the day. And after that, go to the drawing board, get back up in the room, and get ready to do it again next week. So I think it's getting to that time for those boys. So
That's awesome, man. I'm excited to continue to watch them. I know you guys are battling and you guys are a fun team to watch. I enjoy it. So I think you're gonna keep turning heads. And like you said, you're just a couple points out of a Big 12 title last year at the tournament and qualified 6 guys. And I mean, there's got to be some extremely hungry kids on your team, and
Yep.
some hungry coaches that are doing everything they can to make sure that, you know, when the time comes again, you guys are gonna be ready. And I think that's huge. That's all you can ask for as a program and as an institution. So, you know, we'll be watching for sure, bro.
I'm excited. I'm ready to put my suit on and be on that big stage with the boys. So
There you go. Get that suit on, baby.
I'm gonna go body lock somebody after we win a title. I'm gonna blans them.
There you go. I'm with it.
You coming to national jail?
I do not think I will make it because I will have a 1 month old at the time.
Damn, that's right. It's
So,
just one weekend.
yeah, we'll tell Teresa. It's
Yeah,
just one weekend.
yeah, the rest of your life with that kid.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's right. I almost forgot.
So, yeah, bro. But yeah, we'll be watching and just keep working hard and keep pushing those boys, man. I'm excited to watch you guys. I'm proud of you and love where you're going.
And Jay, I love you too, man.
All right, brother. I will talk to you soon.
That's good.
All right, peace.
Peace.